DxO PhotoLab 9 is here, and it's packed with powerful new tools to take your wildlife editing workflow to the next level. Do you want your shots to go from this to this? So whether you're fine-tuning feather details on a perch bird or pulling detail out of a high ISO shot from a late evening owl, this update is all about precision and speed. I have used DxO PhotoLab now for over 3 years now, as I did not like the idea of a subscription-based photo editing package. DxO PhotoLab is a once-only purchase. It's yours for life. 3 years ago, DxO's denoise software, DeepPrime, was the best option available, and with me being a Micro Four Thirds photographer, it has really transformed my higher ISO workflow. I have been very lucky to have been invited to preview DxO PhotoLab 9. I was so impressed with the new features I reached out to DxO to see if I could make an initial impressions video, and they have supported the channel by signing me up as an affiliate, which is great for me and you, as I have a 15% off discount code available off PhotoLab 9. I do earn a small amount of commission every time you use the code, and that really helps the channel. There is also a link to a 30-day free trial in the description. Let's dive into the features that matter most for us wildlife photographers. So here we go then, that's DxO PhotoLab 9 is launched. So I've got a beta version of DxO PhotoLab 9, and it's not going to be obviously the one that's fully released when this video goes live. So there are probably a few little bugs in it. I haven't found any yet. So one of the most exciting features of DxO PhotoLab 9 is the new AI mask function, especially for us wildlife photographers, because we're always getting subjects that sometimes we want to isolate and remove the not remove the background, but change the background or the foreground. But previously you'd have to use control points and it was quite a laborious workflow. Now it's completely speeded up with this AI mask. So let's see how it works. So here we go, I've got a picture of a green woodpecker. I'll bring it into the customize menu. Let's crop it first. There, 4,000 pixels, position the crop, close. And as you can see, I probably want to adjust exposure on the bird and potentially the background as well. So let's go into local adjustments, switch it on, and there's the new AI mask. Click that, and now we've got a number of functions. So we can just roll over the image that we want to mask, or we can just drag a rectangle around it, and you can see it's picking it up straight away. Or there's an even easier way of doing it. Reset that, and let's go to animals. So I click this drop-down menu here, and you can see there's a number of things. So we can go sky for some reason. If I go to animals, let's click it, it's detecting it, and there's the preview. And you can see it's perfectly outlined the animal. So it's pretty good. But we also want to put these great foreground gravestones as well. So what I'll probably use for that, I'll use the select tool. So I'll go to this one. So I'll go to the drag tool. So we've got two AI masks now set up. We've got the AI mask for animals, AI mask, which I've used the drag tool, and that's detected the gravestones. So let's work on Mr. Woodpecker. So you probably want to reduce the exposure a little bit. Maybe a little bit highlights up, shadows out, and blacks down a little bit. Let's give it a bit of DxO Clearview Plus, as that boosts contrast, and a little bit of the saturation as well, as you can see. There we go. And the gravestones, probably want to make them a little bit darker, because they're quite bright, aren't they? So bring down the exposure on that. You can see it's not affecting the woodpecker or the background or anything like that. So that's looking better already. But now we want to do the background. So let's go down to the drop-down menu, background, see if it detects it. Yeah, that's not so great, but if I click the minus tool, see where it goes. So negative, that one as well, and that one as well. And let's see what happens when we drop the exposure of the background. And maybe, let's see what happens if we blur the background a little bit as well. So you can do all this in the local adjustments menu. And it's really good, actually. Obviously, with Micro Four Thirds cameras, the backgrounds can sometimes be not as blurred as, say, a 2.8 lens or an f4 lens, because obviously we've got double the depth of field because of the Micro Four Thirds sensor. So let's put a little bit of blur in there. Thinking about it, let's see how bad it can get. Sorry, how good it can get. So there you go, that's a nice blur there. That's making the bird stand out quite well. So as you can see there, it's quite a simple method. It really does speed up the workflow. You're not having to use brushes or anything like that on this image. So let's close down the local adjustments bit, close down that bit. That's looking pretty good. And then we can compare. So here we go. So that's the corrected image. And there we go, that's the original image, obviously cropped. As you can see, it makes a much better photograph. And then we can also do side by side. And then you can really see the difference that these masks make. And they really are a complete game changer for my workflow anyway, and probably most of our workflows as well, especially as wildlife photographers, because we really do want to sort of isolate the subject. So the AI masks can be combined with all the other masking techniques and tools for your more challenging photo edits. So the woodpecker wasn't that challenging, but let's select something a bit more challenging. So for example, this long-eared owl, and as you can see, he's backlit by the setting sun. So we probably want to make this a little bit warmer and bring out the exposure on the owl as well. So I'm in the customize menu, go up to local adjustments, click the AI mask function, and then go down to my drop down menu, click animals, detecting, and there you go. Perfect outline, all masked off, looking great. And let's see if it works with the background. There's a few bits of leaves and twigs, so let's see how it does. Ah, perfect. But I probably don't want to use the background, so I'll remove that. So I'll delete that. Let's work on the owl first. Let's bring up the exposure a little bit. Go maybe a little bit more. Shadows out as well. There's a little bit of foreground blur with the vegetation. Reduce the blacks a bit. And a little bit of saturation just to bring out his colours, because obviously being backlit. That's pretty good. And how am I going to get this sky looking a bit warmer? And we'll go to control point. And let's bring it out a little bit to about there. Make it a little bit warmer. Maybe bring out that circle a bit more. It's a bit too warm. Using the temperature slider a bit. And we probably want to put another one just here as well. So if I go about here, bring this one down a bit. Maybe bring that one out a little bit. Let's close those off. That one's probably a bit too warm there. Yeah, it's looking all right there, but probably a bit too warm. Up the saturation a little bit. There we go, so that's pretty good. But there's another trick we can use, obviously, with control point. Looking at the owl's eye, I would say that probably needs overexposing a bit. Click on that. Actually, I want a new mask on that, so let's go back to the mask on the animal and bring down the temperature a little bit, because obviously as we've put the control points over the top of the owl, it's made him a little bit too warm. Let's select a new mask and make it another control point. Let's do it on his eye. Go to 100%. Bring the control point down to the size of his eye. There. And let's expose his eye. Add a bit of saturation in there. A bit more exposure, I'd say. Should put a bit of shadow in it. Up the shadows a bit. And let's close it. Go back to full view. And let's look at the comparison shot. So you can see huge improvement over the original image there. So I managed to make the owl pop out of the image. We've given a nice warmth to the background. Not so sure about the colour, but it's only a fast edit. And obviously can go back into that later on if I want to fiddle with it, using the control points, obviously, but then being careful on the owl, obviously. But you can change that by clicking AI Mask Animals and then change that to your preference. So let's just go to slider. There's the original. And there's the finished image. So probably need a bit of denoise on this. So I'm going to go to the main menu, DeepPrime, come out of the comparison, and let's use the loop tool. And obviously being a backlit image is slightly softer, but getting a bit of denoise going on there. Let's close the loop tool down and let's export it. And here's the finished image. So as you can see, the AI mask can be combined with all the other masking tools. Makes edits a lot faster than it used to be. Gives you good control over your subject selection, background, sky. Yeah, it's a real good bit of kit. I'm really pleased with it because it's going to really speed up my workflow. So what you can do with PhotoLab 9 as well, with using the AI mask, you can copy that mask onto a set of images. So let's see how that works. So we've got this barn owl flying. It's quite a high ISO image. I'm going to crop it first. I've got 3 images. So let's crop them in. There you go. That'd probably be okay for the others. Do that. Isn't soft, but I'll just show you using this example. So DeepPrime, denoise it, go to local adjustments, AI mask, drop down, animals. There we go, it's detected the owl, and that's that much actually. Go just to make him pop a bit, shadows, a little bit of clear view plus, and I probably want to do the background as well. So let's go to background. Just want to make it slightly more colourful. A bit of colour into it. There you go, because it was a very drab morning. Go and bring down the exposure to the background a little bit. Not that much actually. Right, so I've got that. So if I go up to image, copy correction settings, and I select these two, and then image, paste correction settings. And let's go paste all correction settings. Let's see what happens. And there you go on that one. Just doing quick correction preview. And on that one as well. If I go to masks, you can see that the mask has been transferred across the few images. So this is really good, like for a flying sequence. As you can see, that one as well. So by working with the original image, I can transfer the AI mask to the next set of images. So it really speeds up your workflow, especially if you've got a sequence of flying shots. Obviously they're moving around the area, so you don't have to reselect them. That's a very clever use of the AI mask actually. So as a wildlife photographer, I find myself in situations where light is at a premium. Whether be it deep in the woods or photographing that owl at sunset or sunrise. High ISOs are part of my wildlife photography. I have been relying on DxO PhotoLab and its DeepPrime noise reduction for a number of years now, and it has absolutely transformed my editing workflow. And now it's been even more improved. DeepPrime noise reduction has been improved in PhotoLab 9. So let's have a look at it, and here's a really good example of high ISO photography. Let's have a look at the enhanced noise reduction with DeepPrime 3. So here we go, we've got a picture of a robin. It's always a robin, because they like to hang around in dark spots sometimes. This is taken at quite a high shutter speed because I was expecting to fly at 1/1000th and an ISO of 25,600. So let's open it up to the customize menu. There you can go. You can see there, if we go to 1:1, it's a very grainy image. But there's a lot of detail in the robin there because he was quite close to me. So let's crop it a little bit. So we can get rid of that blue sign. Close that down. And let's just apply the DeepPrime XD denoise. Go to the loop tool. And you can see straight away, all the grain's gone, feather details nice and sharp, and it's looking good. So with the AI mask, so I go to local adjustments, AI mask, let's detect the animal. There you go, it's detected nicely. And if we go down to, there's a denoising and demosaicing section of local adjustments. So I hit the loop tool. And let's see, is it looking, yeah, I would say maybe bring the luminance down a bit. Force a few details, bring out that feather detail, maybe a little bit. And let's increase the sharpness intensity as well. That's obviously using the DxO lens modules. As you can see, it's now looking nice and sharp. Turn the loop off, go to 100%. There's the actual image without the denoise. Put the loop back on, and you can see it's there. So let's process this one. I'm not going to do any other edit to it. It's just showing the denoise and how amazing it is. It really is great, especially when you're using micro four thirds sensors, because obviously we're about 1 to 1.5 stop less light than the full frame. But with this software, it doesn't stop you getting those super detailed images at high ISOs, and absolutely transformed my processing of my images. Totally love it. So exporting now, and I'll share the final image with you. I know it's not a great image, it's just a robin on a pole, but it's a very good example of how a high ISO image can be transformed to something that you can print out, put on your wall, put in a book, or share on social media. So with the new launch of DxO PhotoLab 9, they have enhanced it, and it's even better than before. I say personally, it is the best noise reduction in the industry. Another new addition to DxO PhotoLab 9 is the batch renaming tools, and they've made it far more comprehensive, so you can use any name you want and all sorts of different criteria to batch rename. And I'll show you how that works. So here we go, we've got the lovely juvenile peregrine falcons that were taken this summer. Absolutely amazing experience. And let's select 5 of the images. So select those down below, right click, rename selected images. Let's go put in peregrine falcon, and let's put, you can go to EXIF data, let's put lens, double click that, and shot date, year, month, day, and let's put a counter in as well. So click rename 5 images, and there you go, you can see all the 5 images down at the bottom, peregrine falcon, and they've been renamed. Reveal image in Finder, and there you go, it's been renamed up there. So that batch renaming is a very useful thing. So another new tool that DxO has introduced in PhotoLab 9 is the image stacking. And this is a good way of grouping a set of images together and then putting one image on top. So this is how you do it. So in your film strip, so we've got these photos of the gorgeous juvenile peregrine, and they're all very similar, and I probably want to process them all the same way. So there's the first image selected, and if I go all the way to the end of them, shift, click, and then right click, stacking, create stack. And there you go, you can see there's 23 images with the first image on the top. If I click that, I shall get all my images together in one stack. So it's a good way of reducing the amount of images you can see in DxO PhotoLab, and if they're all very similar, you can stack them together and then process them when you want to. So there you go, DxO PhotoLab 9 is now available, and I can't wait to edit more images with it. It's really sped up my workflow, and it's exciting to think of the opportunities I've now got with PhotoLab 9, with the new AI mask and just the more better file management system. Why don't you check out the 30-day free trial in the description below, and if you use the code ALEXHandover, you will get 15% off PhotoLab 9. Now, don't forget, this is a one-time purchase. No continuing subscription fees at all. It is yours for life. Also, if you're already using PhotoLab 8 and know how amazing this photo editing package is, you can upgrade to PhotoLab 9, and using my discount code, you'll get 15% off the upgrade cost. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video useful of the initial impressions of DxO PhotoLab 9, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and why not leave a comment down below on what you think of these exciting new features of DxO PhotoLab 9.